Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News. Got a couple videos wrapping up 2021, as we like to do over here. Jason Tartick's podcast, Trading Secrets, reveals how much money he made from his social media income in 2021. It's a fascinating number, I'm telling you guys. This podcast, do not sleep on it. You think you like the drama revolving all the little minutia in Bachelor Nation? How about how much money they're raking in when they play the game right? Jason talks about that. He also discusses how much their wedding is going to be, Jason and Kaitlyn Bristow's wedding planning as it's happening, what they're spending on that. Some fascinating stuff. We'll get right into it. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't sleep on my Patreon, private membership only community, making a bunch of content heading into 2022 on the private Patreon. It's as little as $5 a month you can spend to get all this extra content. And I'm going to be sharing some of that extra content with you guys right now. So in honor of Jason Tartick's podcast here, a year in review, Jason Tartick Unwrapped and Unfiltered. I'm going to share how much he made in 2021, and I'm also, for the Patreon, going to give you guys my top 10 earning videos of 2021. Now, this is some personal stuff, guys. All right, here, right now, I'm going to give you video number 10, the 10th highest earning video I've had all year. I'm going to share this with you. If you want all 10 of them, you got to go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. Number 10, Rachel Kirkconnell responds to Mom's Facebook group filled with hateful comments. If you guys remember, this is all the way back in March. We had so much content going on in March here. This was the 10th highest grossing video from 2021. It made $1,000, $1,000 right there. So if you think you know what the number one video will be, you're completely wrong. You'll be shocked. This is just how YouTube works. For every dud video you make a couple that just do well. They just have a higher revenue for no real reason. Sometimes it's because of your comments. Sometimes it's just because the ad sales were higher that day. I'll get into all of this on the Patreon. So go to patreon.com/Dave Neal if you want to check out all of that. Follow me on Instagram @DNeals. Again, patreon.com/Dave Neal. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to play for you Jason Tartick's podcast. Here's the first part discussing how much his wedding budget is going to be.
Oh, I'm going to say that I think it'll be at least 250K.
Wow.
Side question.
Yeah.
Are you going to be leveraging your and Kaitlyn's brands for sponsored ad post deals, etc.?
I would love to do that. Kaitlyn, not as much. I would love to do that in the right fashion, though, right? I want to do it the right way. It's got to be organic. But I think this wedding, based on what we're mapping out, is going to be at least 250, probably potentially more.
Can you imagine the gift bags at an influencer wedding? My fiance has been to some influencer weddings. People go, oh, it's disgusting. They can pimp out their wedding and make money. It's like, yeah, I mean, don't you know the wedding industrial complex? Companies already make more money. The second you tell someone you're making a wedding cake, that frosting just got 10 times more expensive. You know what I mean? So, yeah, absolutely. Do what you got to do to sell whatever influence, but you got to do it in a tasteful way, right? Like, Kaitlyn Bristow's already a multimillionaire. Jason Tartick's a millionaire. Spoiler, as we're about to talk about. For them to sort of be like, hey, get your skinny tea at table 17. It's like, all right, easy does it. You know what I mean? You don't want like NASCAR logos on the bridesmaid's dress, just says Revolve right on it. No, you don't want that. But you could make you could put together a whole influencer wedding planner that's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We have a hashtag, we're gonna sell some things. The people at the wedding won't even know the difference, and then whatever. But here, let's listen and see if they're going to televise the wedding.
But with the help of sponsorship, you can get a lot of that covered. And I know a lot of people in Bachelor Nation who have had weddings at the 500K mark, where well more than half of it was taken care of through sponsorships. Well more. So just to give an idea.
And it's not going to be televised, correct?
It is not going to be televised in any which way. I think what we'll do if we do anything as it relates to marketing and media in that fashion is probably we'll do some brand deals, right? Some deals with companies that align with what we believe in, that will be at the wedding, that we want there, that we believe in the quality and credibility, just like
Kaitlyn's like, how about LegalZoom.com so we can sign a prenup?
Everything else. And I think we'll have an exclusivity likely with one of the major media outlets that covers pop culture stuff.
So that would be like People or Us Weekly. As we know, this thumbnail photo was from, I believe, was it People? Was it Entertainment Tonight? Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it's from. But of course, they'll give away the rights to the photos, or at least the licensing of the photos to a magazine, which honestly will probably pay for the wedding itself. That's a six-figure, $100,000 would not be, at least $50,000 just to have the wedding photo and send those to the right people, an exclusivity deal.
Love it. Do we have a date? Do we have a location?
We don't have a date. The location we're thinking is Nashville, Tennessee. But I will say we've kind of gone like a little bit back and forth with that lately. But I think as far as a date, our idea was fall of next year with Caitlin going back on tour with Dancing with the Stars and stuff. We just have two people. I feel like a lot of couples, like one person like takes the bull by the horns and gets it done. And we've just been spread so thin. We have
that same here. Same with us. Spread thin. It's like, who's got the time? Who's got the time? We're all too busy working.
Haven't done that. I feel like when she gets back from tour, we'll go full speed. And realistically, at this point, it seems like based on venue selection, it would probably be more of a winter or early 2023. But I guess we'll see. We have discussed just potentially eloping and throwing a party at one point. So
we're the same way. I could see Jason and Caitlin discussing eloping because she's a Canadian citizen. We've thought the same thing, like kind of been like, all right, we're going to elope to this location. If you guys decide you want to come, be there. If it's 20 people, it's fine. If it's 30 people, it's fine. You know what I mean? Because obviously, what's a wedding anyway? You're just paying for someone else's meal. It's like, come on. And then you get their stupid gifts. Oh, right. So he then talks about ad sales. This part's interesting.
Time will tell.
I'll make sure you have my updated address for that elopement party. Let's move on to Shyler. Shyler's coming in hot saying, how much has your podcast made from ads?
Podcasts made from ads is around 150K gross.
Wow.
So it's been 6 months. We've done about 150K in gross ads. 1,000 per month goes to the podcast network. And then of that, we get, once that is, that's an admin fee. Once that is subtracted from the gross amount, we will take home 70% of what is left.
Okay, so first of all, $1,000 a month, regardless of your ad sales, goes to the network. That's a crime. You don't need a network. Dear Media is his network. Does anyone care that it's Dear Media before they search Trading Secrets with Jason Tartick? No, I think if you can, I'm sure it's built into the contract, but I would say negotiate if you can to not need a network. You don't need a network. For anyone listening who's starting your own content, don't hide behind the myth that your content can't get out there unless you have a network. Unneeded. So when they do the math there and they take away $1,000 a month and they've had it, I think a few of those months were prepaid. So it was a $10,000 less than $150 in ad sales. At 70%, it's $91,000 profit. There's really no other fees that go into this other than that their time, maybe some graphics or promotion, but I think they do that themselves. So $91,000 in 6 months' time. Now we remember Clickbait Podcast, Bachelor Happy Hour. These hosts, Becca Kufrin, Tayshia Adams, they get paid a salary somewhere in the low six figures, $100,000, $150,000 to do their podcast. By Jason not taking a salary and deciding to do it on his own, he's at $91,000 in 6 months with a podcast that can only go up. It can only go up. It could go up 5 times. 10 times. Imagine if it doubles next year. So in 12 months time, that 91,000 is actually 182,000, right? So if that doubles, that's 364,000. My math is just so good right now. So he could essentially be making $1,000 a day by talking into a microphone. And if people go, oh my gosh, it sounds so easy, I wish I had it that way. Build equity in your brand. Don't rent out your time. What is it that you can offer that's in a specialty niche that's both informational and educational and entertainment? And if you can figure that out, the world is yours and everything that is in it, as Rudyard Kipling says. By the way, we shoot this all on the fly. This is just, nothing's pre-recorded here, except the time map. We're going to go to the 27-minute mark here. And this is where we get to the big talk. This is people saying, how much does he make off of social media? As he said in the past, if you're doing it right, you should be making about $1 per follower. So if you have 1 million followers, you should be making about $1 million. That's if you're doing it right. I've got 10,000 Instagram followers. I made $100 this year on Instagram. I don't leverage my Instagram at all because I'm not on The Bachelor. But these people, they're making a fortune. So let's have a listen.
My promise to you guys, if you have any questions that I think that you have, I will make sure I continue to ask them like The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Like, you got to make it electric.
All right, bring it on. I'm nervous.
All right. I'm going to start with the question that everybody was probably wanting to hear from the Jason Tell-All in February that we did, or March, I think, when we recorded that. But now it's the end of the year, and you got to give us some numbers. Okay, we gave you time. You know it's coming. What was Jason Tartick's total gross revenue from social media in 2021?
2021 was the best year I had for social media and like brand collaborations and stuff. And it should, it will cross, it'll be just over on social media brand deals, just over $1 million this year. So $1 million in gross. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
So yeah,
Did everyone else?
I think some people will be nauseated to hear that. Some people will be envious to hear that. Some people might be like proud, like good for you. That's awesome. I think some people might be shocked, and I think that might.
So he estimates you make about $1 per follower. So he only has 879,000 followers, and he made $1 million. If we look at Caitlin Bristow, she's probably making more per follower because she's the host of The Bachelorette. There's a lot of leverage that comes with it. She's at 2 million. So chances are she's making at least double what Jason's making just on her social media. When you factor in the ownership she has over her wine company and podcast and other things, I'm going to just take a random spitball guess that she made over $6 million this year.
Be a word is like shock.
That's a power couple.
I think that's kind of one thing you struggle with a little bit, especially when you're with a Caitlin Bristow, right? Just a little bit like there's so much that she has going on that's exciting to hear about and talk about. And this whole influencing game is not like a cool thing to be talking about at happy hour. Like, because one, people don't get it. And two, if they do get it, it's just like, I don't know. It's not really something that people are like, so what are you doing?
So you can go listen to the rest of this podcast. It's free, folks. 2021 year in review. Jason Tartick's Trading Secrets. I don't want to burn any more of his content. It's a fascinating listen, guys. And if you, by any means, feel a certain way about hearing how much money some of these influencers are making, my encouragement to you is to just find what it is that you love. What is it that you love? And you don't have to. If you love something, you don't have to monetize it. You can just love bowling. You don't have to be a bowling podcaster. But if you love talking or sharing information that's got a specialty niche, you can be making a good income yourself without the need of a boss or a set schedule and all those things. Again, if you guys want to hear about my top 10 videos, it's going to be on the Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. I am not going to share that with the public. It's a very personal thing, guys. But of course, here is the 10th highest rated video at $1,000. So by all means, not making that Jason Tartick money, but get to work for myself, get to have you guys be out there supporting me in the community that we have. And I appreciate that. And I wouldn't change that. If you offer me a $10 million check right now to quit social media, to quit YouTube and never look back, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. I like what I do. I enjoy being in my pajamas. I have my gym shorts on and my dog sitting at my feet, and I get to go drink homemade coffee all day long. So love what I do. And when you love what you do, you don't work a minute a day. The truth is I probably put in 70-hour work weeks, and I'm sure Jason does as well. So it's hard work when you work for yourself. But at the same time, when you truly do enjoy it, that's the goal, right? Building equity in yourself. Let me know what you guys think. Again, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. If we hit 200 Patreon members by the end of the day, I will do an extra afternoon live stream today. All right, folks, we're at 189. So if 11 more people join the Patreon, we'll do that. And don't forget, we're a little light on the subscribers this week because of the Christmas season, but we did hit 50,000 subscribers. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are going to be pumping out content in 2022. You're going to like what you see. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye, guys.